Next, I want to hear from Jessica, and this might be the first time that I've had Jessica actually speak on a call. She'll correct me if I'm wrong. If not, it's probably the second. But Jessica and I just noticed Jessica's numbers last year as she sort of her and Josh's and Kat's team sort of filtered into back into our hierarchy, if you will. They were always a part of our hierarchy, but from a support and leadership and working together standpoint, I just kept noticing like spikes in her numbers throughout the year. And I'm like, this girl's got something like going on. I want to get to know her better. And so we spent a lot of time in December sort of going through her goals, her plans, what's going on, her reasons for doing things. And I just like, the more I got to know her, the more I was just like, oh God, I just want to see this gal win. And it's, I want to help her win. I don't want to rescue her and do it for her because she doesn't need rescuing. She is to me, some of the strongest people in the country. And I've said this for decades and I believed it my whole life. I was raised by a single mom, as many of you know, but I think single moms are some of the strongest, toughest people on the planet because there's no backup plan. There's no safety net. Oftentimes there's no guy there to bail you out financially, emotionally, physically. Like you got to be the mom, the dad. You got to be like, have the heart and the nurture of the mom, but you got to be right. Have that other side, that sort of disciplinary and stuff. Like you've got to carry both of those. You've got to be the provider. You've got to like, oftentimes you don't have somebody to emotionally pick you up. Like I look at my wife and I, and we're sort of like tag team wrestlers, you know, and we like tag each other. Like, okay, this is your role. Boom. Oh, you'll handle this better. Oh, boom. I'm exhausted. I can't do it, even though I should. Okay, right. And we help each other and support each other out. But when you're a single mom, it's like you're doing it all. And so to be really entrenched in that role and then still to find a way to make a big move, I think is even more difficult. And Jessica, I didn't ask her for it. We had a great goal setting session. I suggested a couple of tweaks and revisions. And all of a sudden, like the next day, I just started giving these very detailed accountability messages. I'm like, wait, I didn't ask for this, right? Why are you burdening me with this? And it's like every single day, relentlessly, I've gotten an accountability message from her, as I do from like dozens of people, literally. And I just started watching her numbers. I'm like, crap, this girl's super serious right now. She's like laser focused. I hope she didn't forget that she's a mom. I hope she didn't forget about her kids because like she's really just kicking it up a new level. And I know that's a difficult balance. And to just see how much her numbers have been growing consistent, I'm like, holy cow, like she could really do something big this year. I knew that in my heart, but now when I see the way she's acting towards it, it's like, holy crush. So I'm super excited. I don't know why or how it's happening. And so I'm super excited to hear from Jessica, like specifically, what has she done? How is she doing things differently? What are some of the challenges been and what's next? Jessica, it's your hierarchy. Speak from the heart. Take it away, girl. Super proud of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that introduction, Christopher. And thank you for allowing me to speak today. I want to start something out with my talk here. There is a book that was suggested by Christopher, and I started reading it, and it really kind of brought home everything. The quote from the book was, "Your testimony has the power to set other people free." How? Well, if God did it for you, he can do it for them. And honestly, and I don't know how many of you actually know my story. You hear that I'm a single mom. I started in the business 7 years ago, and most people would be like, well, why aren't you further along in the business? This opportunity completely changed my life. God puts us in the right places at the right time, and I needed personal development. And that is exactly what this business did for me as a referral agent. I worked on me. But being more in the position of being in the right place at the right time, when my husband passed away 5.5 years ago, the student found the right teacher. And that teacher happened to be Josh and Kathleen Polachek. Because if it wasn't for them, I don't know if I would still be here today. If it wasn't for this opportunity, I'd be working 60, 80-hour weeks and as an accountant, and my children would never see me. I was able to take control of my future, my time, my income, go after goals and dreams. And sometimes when you look at my numbers, and Christopher and I had this conversation, he's all, how are you doing it? I'm doing it. It's all about schedule. It's all about personal development. It's all about accountability and coaching with that individual. And I have been the most accountable to Josh and Kat to the point where they hear from me after every single move, every single day. They get a call, they get a text, whatever it may be, but they've created a culture of service and a culture of gratitude and allowing the blessings to flow. When I became completely accountable to them, completely coachable, things just started to happen. And I really started to find my purpose, my reasons why. And I started to cultivate that. And when it came to coming into January, I didn't start creating the habits in January. The habits were created long ago, and they just were redefined in the months leading into January because I knew January it was on. 2020 taught me a lot, and Josh and Kat really allowed me to step into the leadership roles and really in a way that I was able to look back at 2020 as knowing I was ready. We always talk about when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. When the leader is ready, the team will appear. That's how it applies here. The focus is DDR. The focus is continuing that culture and transferring that culture to the next generation and the generation after that. And all of those accountabilities that Christopher has been giving or getting every single day, I've been doing that for a while. But it's not for necessarily just me, it's for others to see. One thing I had to learn last year is one, I'm an introvert. I do not like to be recognized. I do not like to be seen, but I realized that my results and my testimony did need to be seen and that others needed to see it so they could see the daily activities. And you got to fall in love with those activities. You have to know your numbers. If you're dreading them, there's a mindset issue here. You got to shift it. You got to fall in love and know that those numbers will result in the blessings flowing. You got to fall in love with it, what you do. You got to have the faith. But if you don't have the actions behind that faith and follow that faith and put in that daily work, the blessings will stop. And it's all about that coaching, accountability, and allowing the blessings flow and being grateful for every single moment. Yes, there will be different difficulties. Yes, there will be challenges, but once you make the decision that you just got to get stuff done, and may it be that I'm a strong single mom, maybe not. I really find it in my coaches and my mentors really giving me the opportunity to step into those roles. And I can't wait for SMD to be locked in. I can't wait for that ring. I can't wait for the things that are going to come this year because the seeds have been planted not only in the team, but in my soul. And this is just going to be one incredible year of abundant harvest for not only me, but my children, for the ones I'm locking arms with, going after goals and dreams. And we as a team are going somewhere great. But I can just say that in words, just watch the actions because they're going to come and you're going to see Team Envision. You're going to see Josh and Kat get the promotion they deserve. Their promotion and their title are going to match their mindset, their leadership, and their coaching. And I can't wait to be a part of that and leading it all the way to the top. Thank you, Christopher, for the time.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And like, here's what I'm hoping some of you hear, because as I've been doing accountability with a number of people, and specifically some of you that are struggling, that maybe aren't, that you haven't shifted completely, or you're just starting to, or you're struggling to like really make the shifts that you know you need to, but you really, really want to. Here's what I heard in Jessica's voice and in her language, and not even reading too much between the lines. It was right there if you're paying attention and listening to it. There's a willfulness about things. When something's really important to you, there's a willfulness. More than a skill, there's a courage to do things that you don't feel like doing, sometimes that you fear doing. There's a courage to do things that you're intentionally and unintentionally avoiding doing. And there's a courage there. That's what that's what real courage is. And there's a willfulness like, damn it, I'm gonna do it whether I feel like it or not, whether I want to do it or not. Like I have to do it. And of forcing yourself to do these things over and over and over until your behavior becomes congruent with the person that you want to become. The person that I am now doesn't want to do this crap, doesn't want to make these changes. The person I am now wants to like just sort of do what's comfortable based on my habits, right?